Whenever the COVID began, we didn't know how long this would last, and we assumed that it would go on for a few days maybe. So we began to record soloists in their own homes, and you would record yourself at home and then send that in, and it would be produced and put into that Sunday's worship service. When we realized this was going to go on for several weeks, we then began to put groups together. They would record in their homes using earphones because we all had to hear the same music to stay together. We would all send in our own video, and then those would be produced. So that was in the next step. It was a little more difficult to produce those, and then that would be put on that Sunday's worship service. When we realized this was going to go on for months or even years, then we had to rethink because we knew we had to get the choirs involved, the chancel choir, the youth choir, the children's choirs. They all wanted to be involved in something. There was an eagerness to get back and start singing. We knew we couldn't come in and sing as a group, a full group. It's just too dangerous. So we had to create a way that was safe and that would allow everyone to participate. Then we created we called it our Big Anthem project because we knew that it would take a lot of moving parts to get this put together. So the first thing that we do with the Big Anthem project is I will direct on a video while Mary's playing the organ or piano, whichever instrument she's going to play on that anthem. And we get that laid down. And that video is used from there on in everything that we do. Everything that's recorded uses the director and the piano or organ. So the next thing we do is get a small group of singers because we need to hear the voice parts. The singers in the large group need to have something to go by. So we lay down all the voice parts in that. And then we come back and record instruments, but those have to be recorded one group at a time. So we recorded strings. We had 5 string players. Then we brought in a group of 6 brass. And then we brought in a group of 3 woodwinds, which was the flute, oboe, and bassoon. And then Rick Holt took on all percussion, and he played several percussion instruments throughout this. So that was several videos for him to produce. And they were all following me directing and the organ playing. So all that's put together. Now we have a package, it's called the director's video, and we take that director's video and use it when we have our small groups come in to sing. The way to do that safely, we decided to come into Fleming Rehearsal Hall, and that way we have a lot of room to space them out. We knew that wasn't going to be enough because we've learned that through singing, a lot of aerosols enter the air, and so we need to be safe and protect ourselves from one another. So we decided to get acrylic shields, and we assembled those to where we had an acrylic shield in front of each singer so that those aerosols would stop right there, and it would be safe to sing without a mask in that space. So you've got an acrylic shield, a microphone, your mask is on. When you come in to sing in the room, you've already been in the warm-up room, so they've gone through the songs together. And now they're confident and they come into the audio room, which is where we record the sound only. And everyone can remove their mask, put in their earphones. Now they're hearing the organ or piano. They're hearing all those instruments, and they're hearing all of those singers that we've laid down previously, and they're seeing the director on the video. And this is the only way that we can keep everyone together. That's why when you see the video, it looks like we've all been in the same room singing together. In reality, we had from 4 to 6 singers at a time come through, all in the same section. So sopranos, we would have 4 to 6 sopranos come in, 4 to 6 altos, and so on, so that now we've got sections recording. And when that's finished, they put their mask back on, we wipe down, we disinfect everything that's been used, including earphones if they didn't bring their own, and then they're taken out and they record the video in a third space. So we had the warm-up space in the chapel, we had the audio recording in Fleming Rehearsal Hall, and then we go into either the sanctuary or the Worship and Arts Center and record the video portion. So when we enter the video part, that's a unique space as well. We all wear masks, they're staying distance from one another. We're very careful. We have volunteers taking them from one stage to the next. But when they go in to record the video, we don't want them to wear masks. So they remove their masks in there, but we can't sing. So they're listening to a recording of what they just sang, that same recording we've used. They still see me directing, and now they're lip syncing. So they're not audibly singing, because when you sing, that becomes dangerous. So now they're lip syncing to the video they've just made. So what you hear is the actual choir voices and all of our instruments. And what you see is lip syncing with the music they've just created. It took a lot of people to get this completed. So in the big Christmas anthem project, we had 80 singers, and they came through in 15 different recording sessions. So it just involved a lot of people, 80 singers plus the text, plus the instrumentalists, plus the volunteers. You've got a lot of people involved in making each one of these videos. All of those hours put together, and then I visited with the audio and the video producers. These are people who take our final package and edit those and put those together. Those take anywhere between 10 to 15 hours to produce one song. So my estimate was that it would generally take us 35 to 40 hours in producing a song that you saw on the Christmas concert. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. So a lot of hours went into this. The chancel choir, the children's choirs, the youth choir, each of them had such a good time doing this. It's always fun to sing, but I think the big part is that they were able to work on a project together, and we need that so much right now. And we're going to continue to do this as we go through the spring, and hopefully soon we'll be back singing live again. But until then, we've learned how to do this, and we do it well.